Hey guys, I wanted to show you this. Take a look in here. It's my little cow pit, remember? Did you see we have a visitor? Look at this. I don't know how he got in there. I don't have the faintest idea how this person actually got in there. But you see him down there? I'm almost tempted not to shoot him. Like I kind of want to leave him there because he's now he's like a little captured creeper. Anyway, I'll let you get a kick out of that. Be back in a sec. Welcome back. A little bit of Feed the Beast again. Sorry for the break in the action earlier. Uh, when I found a village, I might have taken a bunch of their stuff. That's certainly a possibility. That's all right. They weren't using it anyway. Okay, and disregard this mess. This is just a temporary thing. We will be changing some stuff. Actually, I'm gonna have you hold on a sec. I'm gonna drop my graphics down a little bit. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Dropped the rest of my graphics down, and 60 frames a second. I'm pretty okay with that. There we go. All right. There were, like I said, I pointed out those couple of things. We did swipe a whole bunch of villager stuff, so that was nice. Um, and you'll notice we've got all this junk now, but the question is, what are we going to do with it? First off, you see I'm building lasers. I'm building redstone golden chipsets. Why? Well, because you need those in order to build storage disks. Those redstone golden chips, you see them there, they go with silicon and fluix in order to make these basic processors, which are pretty much the nuts and bolts of everything in Applied Energistics. So, I am working on getting a disk drive, a bunch of disks and stuff together. Spoiler alert, I've already kind of got something going. And I want to show you, this is, if you're not familiar with how Applied Energistics works, I want to show you because this stuff is amazing. All right, powering it on. Boom. This is your controller. This is the brains of the organization. This is, if you want to think of it in terms of your computer, this is the CPU. This holds everything in it. It's got the memory, it's got everything. This, your ME drive, is the hard drive, and you can have a bunch of different hard drives, 10 in total, for each one of these drives, and you can stack multiple drives, believe it or not. So you can kind of see it here. I've got some bytes used. That means that there's stuff in there, and I'm using 60 of 63 item types. This is the terminal. All of this stuff, all of it, you see it all here? All of this, it's saved in these guys. The 1K and 4K storage. All of this stuff is. So if I want to put stuff in here, bloop, bloop, yeah, sure, bloop. It's all in there. You'll notice that moved from 60 to 61. That's still one of 63. So I wanted to show you guys like kind of how this all worked. Let's take, for example, this guy here. It's an entire chest full of stuff. Yeah, throw the door in there too. Oh, you'll notice too, I did find the village that I told you about and found a guy who'd trade me emeralds. So we are in business. We're going to be doing some fun things with those here in a little bit. First things first, though, I'm gonna dump out the whole rest of this chest, and we're gonna completely empty this chest. Just gone, full, empty, nothing left. Almost there. I know this is a lengthy demonstration as to why this is pretty cool, but just bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Okay, so now we have taken an entire chest and we've put it in here. Well, we filled up our first disk. See, it says 63 of 63. We've got room to put additional things into the drive, but it can only be existing things that are already on that drive. And this one now has 30 of 63 and a ton of space left. Let me show you something else. All right, you see all this cobblestone? Bloop, 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 bloop. Bloop, 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 bloop. Still 31 of 63. All right, let's not screw around. Let's take all this cobble. Why not, right? All of it. Okay, come over and bloop 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 bloop. 31 to 63. Still plenty of space. Applied Energistics allows you to store so much in a tiny little place. The days of holding these giant chests full of stuff are going to be gone. If you're using Applied Energistics, you don't need to have tons and tons and tons of chests. You'll still have some. I plan on keeping some around for little things, just stuff here and there. And I mean, like having one next to the to ye old assembly table. Got to have that because it's got to output to somewhere. Speaking of which, I did upgrade my power somewhat. It's the MFE up there, and I've got a couple of low voltage solar arrays. I know, nothing to get really excited about because, well, it's not really that exciting. But it's a step in the right direction. I do think I know where I'm going to move us to also. I'm going to take some time to go ahead and get the rest of these drives put together, which is slow and tedious because I don't have the power to run more than about one laser at a time, and even then it's kind of iffy. So making these chips takes forever. You can see it's a 40,000 uh, megajoules, Minecraft joules, Michael Jackson's. It's 40,000 Michael Jacksons in order to get one of those chips made. You can see how slowly it's moving. 3 MJ a tick. Oh, what? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you to sleep there. That's why we're not sitting here watching this over and over and over and over and over. But I can't wait to get started on the new stuff. I really kind of pumped about getting all this together. I found these quantum goggles, and I really wish that they didn't do that to your vision because I love the way they look. They're goofy as heck. But unfortunately, they screw up your vision. I have no idea what they're even used for, and so they go on a disk drive. And there are some other things that go with these drives that allow you to kind of partition and put things where you want them to. Like this is the smallest disk, the 1K storage. And I put, basically, this is a whole bunch of like one of items. You know what I mean? So it's a bunch of stuff like, what did I put on there? I put these ore berries on there. It's all the miscellaneous junk, the stuff that I don't have in large quantities. When we start getting things like cobble and dirt and even the sugar canes, when we get a tree farm going, that'll be on there too. Those are the ones you start to put on the bigger storage disks because you can only have 63 different types. So for the most part, keeping 1K and 4K storage, that's all you're going to use for the entire game because you're not going to need anything more than that. I mean, sure, when you're at the point where you're running 4 or 5 quarries and you're getting a ton of stuff that's coming in, okay, fine, we can readdress. But you're not going to need the biggest thing that's out there are these 64K guys. They're enormous. I mean, they hold laughably huge amounts of stuff. I mean, right now we've got 5,000 cobble on that 4K disc, and it's using 1,600 of the bytes, ballpark. So 5,000 items gives you 1,600. This guy can hold 65,000 bytes as opposed to 4,000 bytes. So you have roughly what is that? 15, 16 times the storage size. 16 times 4 is 64, so that would make perfect sense. So you could have 16 times the cobble that I've got in there now. Oh yeah, times 3 or at least times 2 because we're not filled up yet. So what? 10K times 16? You're looking at 160,000 cobble. Do you really think you need that much? Because I don't think I need that much. Anyway, so for the most part, that my whole point. I'll shut up and quit rambling now. That 4K storage is more than enough to get things accomplished for what we want to do. A good point to make though, just like your computer, if it's on, it's using power. So by hooking this guy up, it's actually running right now. It's taking juice. It's pulling to run all this stuff. You can see, it's all lit up, and it's using 10 units a tick. What is that doing to my power supply? That MFE was at 60K when we started this little show. It eats a lot of power. Now, most of that is going to the laser over here. The laser is eating a ton of power, um, and that's just kind of how it is. We're going to have a better setup by the time we get set up on our new base. I did add some water mills outside. I'll show you those real quick, and they're not optimized at all. So don't tell me that they're not, because I know they're not optimized. They're junk. It's okay. Ow. Um, you can see I just added a bunch of them over here though, and they're running power in to the base here, so we can kind of see what's going on with them. There are the solar arrays. uh, our forest and our mountains of cows. I really do enjoy our cow mountain. They look very upset to be in there too. Can't say I blame them. Not exactly humane conditions, sir. Not humane conditions. That's okay. We'll be moving them or slaughtering them. You didn't hear that from me. When we move our stuff, we're not going to be hauling cows around with us from start to finish. We'll probably leave a couple of them there in the hopes that we get a portal gun at some point, so we can just push them where we need to go. Because at some point that is going to happen. Now, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, portal gun. These guys, the portal guns. Portal guns are flippin' wonderful. They are awesome. I love them. They're great. They're almost impossible to make. Miniature black hole. Okay, so you need another star, which is the wither skeleton skull, diamond swords, and grinding, and basically it's a pain in the keister meester. So the portal guns are really nice. They're a pain to go get. It is certainly not something we're going to be doing anytime in the near future, but gosh darn, they are handy. They are really, really handy. Basically, they function just like the game Portal. You shoot a portal at a wall, and there's another portal somewhere else. You walk through the first portal and pop out the second one. And you can use them in multiple dimensions. You can use them in the Twilight Forest. You can use them anywhere. They are just great for everything that you want to do. They basically allow you to. Now you'll notice too, with the sun out and those solar panels running, I'm pretty much keeping even. I mean, it's slowly going up, but it is a net loss over the course of the entire day, unless I start feeding stuff into the generators, which I'm trying not to do because that's a, what's the word I'm looking for? That's a non-renewable resource, or at least it's a not a free resource like the sun is. So I'm just basically burning stuff up, keeping rocking and rolling. We're gonna keep putting things together here. We do have. Oh, I forgot. I made a map. This is just everywhere I've kind of been cruising around a little bit. If you look down to the south, you'll see there's that big snow plain, and then right past that, oops, I hit the wrong thing. Right past that, there is the coolest natural um, landscape I have ever seen. And I'm really thinking that this is where we're going to put our house. I know you've heard me say that before, right? That we're going to put our house on the floating island, or we're going to do this, or we're going to do that. Well, I don't know. Those floating islands didn't pan out. Yeah, that's fine. By the way, there is one random. You see that little dot that's just off to the west of where we are now? That's actually a floating island. It's just out there in the middle of the ocean by itself. What are you going to do? It's kind of strange. Excuse me. Anyway, we're going to go look at this really cool place just because I really do think I want to live there. Um, it's just neat. I've never seen anything like it. I don't want to spoil the surprise either, but here we come. Here we come. Look at this. Look at that guy. Look at that waterfall. It's awesome looking. I've never seen a waterfall that generated like this that actually looked this good. Okay, hold on. Slow down. Look at that. I want to put a house right on top of that son of a gun. We can live right above the waterfall. But isn't that cool looking? I don't know. I think it's really awesome. Here, we'll go take a peek at it. I hope I have enough jetpack. Hope I have enough jetpack. Hope I have enough jetpack. I should. But you take a look up here. We're gonna have to maybe level it out a little bit, because it is. Just pick something up. What did I pick up? Hey, palm sapling. Neat. Okay. I really am thinking though that this would be really cool. The other option, there's that island over there, which looks a little easier to build on, but this one's got that waterfall. The waterfall's awesome. I don't know. There's also, you can see there's a whole bunch of these little islandy guys just kind of all over this area. I don't know. They're just kind of, the benefit is you see that there's oil over there too. We are definitely going to go get that at some point. I'm not messing. I see the chest there. I see it right there. Not messing with it yet though, because I don't want to deal with the wisps. I don't have my bow on me, and I do have a bow, but I only have 4 arrows. I don't really want to mess with these guys. But uh, I don't know. I think it's pretty awesome looking. I'm not gonna lie. I think this may be our new home. We've got a little. Oh, I mean, look at that. That's just cool looking. There was one other option. The only real problem with setting up home here is that it's the tropics. And while that would be neat from a personal perspective, I'm thinking ahead to the future. We're eventually going to do bee breeding, and while the tropics are great for, say, tropical bees, they're not real hot for the rest of the stuff. So, and we don't have any like plains type biomes around here. It's all kind of what you see is what you get. It's definitely a lot of tropical stuff. There was the cold, which is nice for breeding cold bees because there is a cold chunk right there. But I'm not really. I mean, from a purely logistics perspective, it'd kind of be a pain in the butt. Then again, it's got this waterfall. If I sound like I'm kind of hung up on the waterfall, I am kind of hung up on the waterfall. It's just neat looking. You almost never get it to where it does this in the Minecraft world. It just this game, you know, it every so often it just surprises you. And I can be honest, I've never seen anything like that. Oh, come on, you son of a. Thank you. I've never seen anything like that before. It's just a sheer cliff face on the one side. Maybe we should put our house next to the. Nah, I want it on top of the waterfall. Maybe. I don't know. I'm still playing with it. I'm not gonna submit you guys to watching it anyway. But boy, that is pretty neat. Of course, we could always build a waterfall, I suppose. I tell you what, I'm going to pause this now because really there's no point to dragging you while I go on journey. Because what I was going to do, I'm going to go way up north. You see how there's that big ice flow? That's that light blue, kind of crescent moon shape north of where we're at now. I'm actually going to head up that way because that's the other real option for where I was thinking about putting in a more permanent residence so we can get out of our dirt hovel. So I will be right back, guys. No sense in making you wait here. I'm going to get up there and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, guys, we're back. Here was the other location. If you look on the map, you'll see that where we're at now, up north by that ice flow, like I said, and it's this temperate. They call it a temperate rainforest, but I mean, it looks more like evergreens to me. I don't know. Anyway, it looks awesome, and it's kind of got that same sort of um uh, bluff-like look like we had over with the last one. Obviously, no waterfall here, though we could always build one if we wanted to. It's got the ice here, which, if you look at it, is called a polar biome, which I thought was kind of interesting. But it's got this beautiful like point, and we could absolutely build a home that like starts on top, kind of a house on the rock type of thing, where it starts off like up there somewhere, and we could actually build it out away with a spire there and some supports and some. Oh, I've got some ideas. I have some ideas, and I'm thinking that we might do that just because that would be. I think that would be kind of interesting. It's a better biome for this. I think if we get over here, it'll change. No, it still says polar. Temperate rainforest. You see it there right in the top left corner. Temperate rainforest, which I'll have to check just to make sure. But I think that means, well, temperate is temperate, and it means that it should be easier to get the critters, them flying fellas, happier. Um, Plus, we'll have a great view if we build there. We'll have a great view of the setting sun and the rising sun. You can see where the moon's coming up over there. If we build right there on that point, we should be able to see both of them, which would be pretty slick. I'm a big fan of seeing the views. If we build on that other one, we'll have a really nice sunset, but I don't think we'll be able to see the sun rise as well without knocking some other stuff down. I'm trying to avoid that. Anyway, I wanted to show you one more really cool biome I discovered, but I'm not going to make you. You can see, whoa, there's some big old cliffs over that way. I'm not going to make you sit here while I drive over. Actually, you know what? It's not that far. We'll chat on the way. Kind of about what we've got going on here, the little narrow straits that we get to go through. Um, this right now, we're still in that temperate rainforest. There's a little teeny island here. That's the backside of the island that we were just looking at. Um, and I do think it's a half moon shape, There's plenty of size on it. There's definitely some possibility there. Also, I found some weird stuff over here. Um, I've never encountered this before. Again, I told you I'm pretty new to biomes. But I ran into quicksand. I've never had quicksand before. I really thought I was in trouble because even the jetpack wouldn't pull you out of it. It was a little spooky. So I ended up having to like basically try and mine myself free. Um, we're going to kill. Ugh, there's a couple of them here now. Son of a biscuit. All right, hang tight. Look at that up there. That's what I wanted to show you guys. See this weirdness? It's apparently called garden biome. I'd never seen this before, but basically what it is, it's like a supersized version of everything else. Um, if it wasn't surrounded by all this dead stuff, we'd have thought about building here, but it's surrounded by all this dead junk, and it looks terrible. So I didn't want to do that. What is it called? Yeah, right there, garden. Never seen this before. I thought it was kind of cool, so I figured I'd come show you guys. There was a hot springs biome on the way from between here and our dirt shack. Um, so that was another one of the cool ones that I hadn't experienced yet. Flying away from the idiots, not gonna get blown up or shot today. Anywho, I'm gonna go ahead, get back in my boat, and head back to base and continue loading up. Boop, there we go. Ow, son of a biscuit! Move, boat. Guy shot me in the back of the head. I always. Well, he shot me in the front of the head, as it turns out. It always cracks me up anytime I see that. It's like, oh, so he shot you, did he? Actually, I think we're going to go around the back way and see if there's a way to kind of get through. It's not a big deal if there is or there isn't, but I always like to, even though maps are so anachronistic and they're kind of the antithesis of the digital world and game that we play here in Minecraft, especially on Feed the Beast, where everything is so automated and everything is high tech to the nth degree. Maps are kind of a throwback to the past. But I'll be honest, it's my favorite decoration. I love having a fully filled out map, and then what I do is I put it up in an item frame, and it holds the map, and it's my favorite decoration. I like doing that. I think there's a floating island here somewhere because I see something on the map. What is this little? Yep, there it is. See, floating island in the middle of the. I really wish these were just a little bit bigger. If they were bigger, we really might still build a base on them. They're just not quite big enough for what we want to do, and I don't want to build a giant tower that goes up through the clouds and everything else. That's a pickle and a problem and a whole different ball of wax. So I think we're just gonna. There's a maple forest over there. See those little red trees? Maple forest. Really don't know where I'm going. Just kind of driving around at this point. Anyway, I won't have you guys hang around and watch all of this unless you want to. But you can't really communicate that to me, can you? Anyway, we'll come back when I get back to base. I'm going to cruise around. We'll look at the map and kind of figure out where we're going to go from there. So hang tight. We'll be back in a minute. Bamboo forest. And if you look off to your right, you'll see the land is on fire. To be completely honest, though, it is kind of beautiful at night. Fun fact, it doesn't rain here either, which is a huge plus. I'm not saying we're going to build our house in the middle of this desolate landscape, but it is still kind of cool. All right, heading back. Well, guys, we're back home safe and sound. The map has been updated with all the fun stuff. I really do think we're going to end up building in that temperate rainforest, unless you guys have a different opinion. If you really want the waterfall, say so in the comments. But if I don't hear differently, I'm going to go ahead and put it up on top of right where that horseshoe is, up just above the frozen area. So, all right, that's about all we got time for today. Thanks for sticking around. This is where the turtle's been. He's doing a good job. He's a good little turtle. He's been clearing out some serious room. I'm gonna keep there's a pig man. I'm gonna keep cranking away, and we'll keep getting things together. We'll eventually get. Hi, buddy. You're my new pet. Fun fact. Let's see. Oh, he went through the portal again. Ha! You can push him into the portal. Anyway, Lemming signing off. Catch you guys on the flip side.